Hey there, footy fans. Time for a bit more footy fun with FootyFin. And listen, one round of the NRL home and away season to go. And look, it's still the race for the finals, and particularly those 6, 7, 8 spots on the ladder and pathway into the finals. It's still an open race. Teams 6 down through 10 can still either make or break it. I want to run through that. This is exciting times. So of course the Eels, with their upset win over the Panthers the other night, were in with a mathematical chance, but basically highly unlikely. And once the Roosters beat the Tigers, I understand that killed off the Eels. So they're done. The Knights, meanwhile, had an impressive win over the Sharks up in Steel City. The Knights have won 8 on the trot. They're sitting in 5th, and they're basically guaranteed of a finals berth now. I think they're on 33 points. But here we have it. From 6 through to 10, we've got the Sharks on 6 on 32 points. The 7th are the Raiders on 32. 8th are Souths on 30. They're ahead of the Cowboys and Roosters, who are also on 30, but they're in 9 and 10 based on for and against. So look, actually, one of the teams in trouble this week is actually the Canberra Raiders. So of course they had a disappointing loss to the Broncos at home the other night. And basically they faced the Sharks in the last match of the round on 4 p.m. Sunday. The Sharks are wanting to bounce back, no doubt. The Sharks, in theory, can still miss out on the finals, believe it or not, but it's highly unlikely. They've got 104 in their for and against points difference, so highly unlikely. However, the Raiders, what's hurting them is they're negative 119 on their for and against, and that might come back to bite them. Let me run through this with you. If the Cowboys win, now, brief aside, the Cowboys have to beat the Panthers in Penrith. That's not going to be easy. But the Panthers have got an injury to Luai. They're in danger of missing the minor premiership. So it's like, does Ivan Cleary play all these big players, risk injury, shoot for the minor premiership, or does he just rest a bunch of them, give away potentially the minor premiership to the Broncos, and hold them back for the finals? If he does something like that, and with the injury to Luai, maybe the Cowboys can play out of their skin at Penrith and actually win and cement their place in the finals. But so the ball's in the Cowboys' court to some degree. But let's say the Cowboys beat the Panthers, and then either the Roosters or Souths win that derby. It doesn't matter. And the Raiders get beaten by the Sharks. The Raiders are out of it. Okay, so they're in big trouble, and there seems to be injuries to Jared Croker. I think Jack Whiten's maybe not at full fitness either. So these are worrying times. So Cowboys win, Roosters or Souths win, Sharks beat the Raiders are gone. Let me run through a couple of other scenarios here. Cowboys win, Raiders lose to the Sharks. The only way the Raiders can stay in the top 8 is if the Roosters and Souths play out a draw after extra time. So imagine that. The Roosters are on -4 and against, on -38, but nowhere near as bad as the Raiders on -119. So look, interesting times. It's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out this week. Of course, the Bunnies are in a bit of trouble. Rumours coming out of the Bunnies, and Latrell's suspended, and Sam Burgess has left as assistant coach, and blah, blah, blah. On the positive, Cam Murray's just signed on for them for another few more seasons. So that's a positive for the Bunnies. But that's going to be a cracker of a game. And of course, if the Broncos can beat the Storm at Lang Park, the Broncos have sewn up the minor premiership. Amazing. However, the Broncos will apparently be missing Reynolds with an injury. I think Pat Carrigan's still out with injury. Katoni Staggs, I think, is banned for one match. So there's no guarantee that they're going to beat the Storm on Friday. So really, really exciting times. Okay, I'll run through all my tips probably Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and post that then. But look, this is really hotting up the finals race. So the Raiders going to make it. Will South or the Roosters make it? It looks only one of them can make it. And can the Cowboys beat the wounded Panthers and make it? Who knows? All right, stay tuned. Can't wait. Until then, catch you out by the corner post. See ya.